Welcome to Throwback Thursday, a trip down memory lane showcasing the golden era of RC cars.
Welcome back to Throwback Thursday, everybody. We're by request by one of my followers there, Simon. Thanks so much, Simon, for all the love and all the feedback, buddy. And just for you, we're going to check out the Tamiya Wild One. Released September 25th, 1988. I was 7 years old. It was just after my 7th birthday, and this buggy came out. Now, back in those days, I couldn't afford a buggy like this. No chance, but I'm glad to have one today. That being said, the buggy that I have is a re-release. I'm sorry, guys. It's a re-release. It does have some minor variances to the original, but let's get into this one, and we'll talk about some of those changes as well. Guys, first things first, I know you're seeing it, and I know you got to say something about it, but I did not go box art on this one, and sorry, not sorry. I love box art. Look behind me. Everything's pretty much box art back there. But I had to do something different on the Wild One, and I'm not sure why, but I had to. I went with Tamiya's PS3 Blue, and I am thrilled with how that turned out. I just wanted something a little different on this guy. Also put some blue wheel nuts on as well for added wicked blueness. That is what makes this one very different from a box art buggy, where mine is painted blue, a box art buggy would be painted black, and it would not have the carbon fiber. What else is different about the re-released Wild One versus the original Wild One? One of the biggest differences between the re-release and the original is one that you can't really see, but what it is the drive shafts on the re-release are dog bone style. On the original, they weren't a dog bone, it was a hex drive. Back in the 80s when they designed these, there was a hex on the end, like a 6-sided hex on the end, as opposed to just that dog bone little bone piece. So those hexes would wear out over time, and all you guys with Blackfoots and Monster Beetles know about that. So to me, it did away with that design and stuck with the tried, tested, and true dog bone. And the only other real major difference that you're going to notice between this kit and an original is the fact that the decals on here, all of these sponsors, TVA, titanium valves, and Rush racing instruments, today, these are not real companies. Hypercam Engineering, these aren't real companies. Back in the 80s, I'm not too sure what the deal was with licensing, but they had real companies, stickers on here, Moog ball joints, and you'd have just real companies with their scaled down stickers on these kits. Today, not so much. Whether it's licensing or what the issue is, I'm not 100% sure, but today you get fun made up companies by Tamiya. So just look at this chassis. It's got this beautiful sandrail style design, which is just awesome to look at. Now, Tamiya does share this chassis with another kit called the FAV, or the Fast Attack Vehicle, which is sort of an army inspired version of this kit. So if you like this design, check out the Fast Attack Vehicle. You might like that a bit more if you're into the military type thing. But today we're looking at the Wild One. Now, sandrail design, 2-wheel drive. We have 4-wheel independent suspension. I did drop in a Tamiya Sport tuned in there for a little more jam. I wanted something with a little more power, but it's a nice, beefy, sturdy ABS rear gearbox with independent rear suspension on a trailing axle, very similar to what you would see in an ORV chassis. And the shocks on all 4 corners are oil-filled units, which is nice. And they're made of nice metal. They're actually really nice looking shocks. The front suspension left a lot to be desired. I will say that. One complaint I do have on this rig is that the front suspension was very rigid and didn't have a lot of give on it. If you watch my running video I made about 2 years ago, you'll see the front suspension doesn't have a lot of give. A little pro tip, not that I'm a pro at all, a little Phil tip, a little poor boys tip, is to take the oil out of the front shocks. That's what I did. I left just enough in there to keep everything lubricated so I don't damage any of the internal O-rings. But with the oil out, the front dampers work much better. Still miles away from an RC10 or something, something similar of the era, like a Losi that would have come out in 1990 or 1991. They would have absolutely killed this thing on the track, but they're not that cool. They're not the Wild One. So let's keep talking about this beautiful little rig here. Let's check out these front tires, guys. We've got awesome ribbed front tires, nice soft rubber. On the rear, we've got a tire that's kind of the tried, tested, and true rear tire of so many Tamiya buggies, including, I believe these are also shared on the Fox and the Hot Shot series as well. If you know which other buggies are used on, please throw it down in the comments below, let me know. But these have been used many times in the past, in Tamiya's past, and they're an absolutely wicked tire. We've got Ray Lynch here, guys, behind the wheel of this thing. There's Ray right there, say hello to him. And check out the undercarriage on this thing, guys. So one of the neat things they've done with this is we've got some, I don't know if this is carbon fiber or like a graphite type reinforcement right here for the front bumper. So that's pretty cool to see. But this battery hold down is really neat, and this will work for a modern 2S square style or rectangular style lipo. And you pull out this body pin here, and this section just slides right out. Really simple, smart design that just works. And speaking of chassis, let's get the body off and take a closer look at this thing. One body pin, that's it. Lift this guy up, and that's it. It's got these really neat integrated plastic clips that you bolt onto the side of the body that just fit nicely inside the sandrail chassis. And that's the chassis layout there, guys. We've got the steering servo mounted up front. You may be wondering why my servo looks kind of weird like that. That is Plasti Dip. I Plasti Dipped it because I do run on the beach a lot with these rigs and I like to have them waterproof. If you take a closer look right there, guys, you're also going to notice my receiver, which I have Plasti Dipped as well. And just right there, you can see the red fins of a Hobbywing 1060. So I've got full waterproof electronics in this thing. Not that I plan on taking it and fully submerging it in the water or anything like that, but just for cleaning purposes. Let's pop off another couple body clips here. One there, and one there. One up front. And we can even get our driver, Ray Lynch, out of the way here. And there we have it, guys. Just a really simple bathtub style chassis with all the electronics held up front here. Integrated battery holder. Very simple, very Tamiya-esque. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Simon, for the recommendation on checking out the Wild One. Along with everybody else watching, if there's any of the kits you see behind me or anything you guys want to see, just please let me know, throw it down in the comments. Always happy to respond to every single comment I get. I do my best to get to every single one of you. And I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. If you did, please give me a like, a share, and a subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, be excellent to each other.